Welcome back to this semester's first episode of Air Academy News. I'm Luke McClellan.
And I'm Lena Therian. Today we'll be covering a wide range of topics from fresh faces to hot takes. We've got it all.
That's right. We've got a great show lined up for you, so let's jump right into it.
From January 9th to 11th, 5 of our cadets traveled up to Denver to attend Colorado's yearly all-state high school choir and sing with a large group of other skilled singers. The ensemble is audition-based, and only the most talented and dedicated singers are invited to attend. This year, the group included our own Evie Hoover, Leanna Rose, Wyatt Driscoll, Ava Ring, and Ella Ilsley. After the beloved choir teacher, Miss Lee, stepped away from the choir director position, new hire, Mr. Jones, stepped in to lead these singers to their greatest potential. He is doing an incredible job leading his students, and all 5 of our choirs here at Air Academy are striving to perfect their sets. Evie, Wyatt, Ava, Leanna, and Ella made waves at All-State. The final concert was beautiful. It consisted of 7 songs, and there wasn't a closed jaw in the room by the end. Air Academy's annual Riley Whitelaw Music Festival is an amazing way to support young artists and raise money for a good cause, and this year was no exception. Cheering fans watched as 6 different performances took the stage in a fierce, fun competition and gave it their all. A total of $3,161 was raised for the Riley Whitelaw Memorial Fund, a nonprofit organization that supports students at Air Academy who are involved in the arts. In the end, the band Chaos Theory won with their performance of Hit Me With Your Best Shot by Pat Benatar. We also got to witness a special guest appearance from last year's winners, Avatrium, who sang Zombie by the Cranberries. Overall, it was a close competition and a great experience. Be sure to congratulate anyone who participated and come support them next year.
The month of January is Human Trafficking Awareness Month, and this year we did it more than ever. Human trafficking is a huge problem that encircles the globe, affecting millions of people annually. It can affect anyone from anywhere, and it often is targeted as children. A local nonprofit, Tessa, works with victims of human trafficking and their families to find them a safe place to live and help them improve their lives. For Tessa's human trafficking case manager, Elena, it's all about educating how human trafficking affects the youth.
Yes. So human trafficking is a very big problem. It's a worldwide issue that affects between 27 to 50 million people, and youth are extremely vulnerable to human trafficking. That's typically because manipulators, people who participate in human trafficking, like to prey on people who are vulnerable, easily manipulated.
As we hit off the New Year's, we face making fresh New Year's resolutions or trying to put a better effort into last year's. Let's see what New Year's resolutions some cadets are coming up with.
Not really. I mean, I do want to try to eat healthier because my diet kind of sucks, so I guess that could be one.
My New Year's resolution is to stop drinking energy drinks because I drink them too much.
I did have one this year. My goal was to get back into gymnastics.
The second semester at Air Academy brings a lot of excitement, including the start of a new year, new classes, and new faces at our school. Things to be tracking this semester are state testing, SATs, spring break, prom, and the musical Guys and Dolls. With all of this excitement, it can be hard to manage. Even teachers have trouble keeping everything on the radar.
I don't know about you, but I'm super pumped for this upcoming lacrosse season. It's my senior year, I'm going to be playing with all my friends. And the girls' basketball team is insane this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really looking forward to making more upcoming projects with the film club this semester.
That's super cool. But one thing I'm not looking forward to and actively trying to avoid is the crud that's been spreading through the school. Globally, there's been an outbreak in sickness and viruses. Today, we'll talk about how that relates back to our school. It's a new semester, and the cold temperatures have brought a wave of illness to Air Academy. At least one person seems to be missing from every class at least, and this trend will likely continue until the end of the cold and flu season. Miss Clark, the attendance secretary, shared that there has been a noticeable increase in absences from this semester compared to the first. Meanwhile, Nurse Signorini gave us some important insights on common illnesses like the flu, colds, COVID-19, and norovirus, and when you should stay home from school. But how can we protect ourselves from getting sick in the first place? First, it's important to get all your vaccinations, including flu and COVID-19 boosters, to reduce your risk. And let's not forget about norovirus, the stomach virus that's been making its rounds and terrorizing the school. Symptoms include diarrhea, vomiting, chills, and body aches. Washing your hands is the best way to prevent it because it spreads easily through contact. Remember, taking care of yourself also helps protect your friends, teachers, and classmates. If we all do our part, we can get through the season as healthy as possible.
I would say if you're vomiting, if you have diarrhea, if you have a fever, those are three, it's non-negotiable. You stay home. And you don't come back to school. This is also the key thing in knowing when to stay home. You don't come back to school until you've been symptom-free for 24 hours.
Yikes, I really need to watch out. I definitely don't need to be getting sick so soon to the new year.
Absolutely. And it's crazy to think how fast this stuff can spread and all over the world.
Speaking of all over the world, we have a new addition to Air Academy who traveled the globe before landing here.
Mr. Sherwood is the topic of our Fresh Face segment, where we learn about new teachers, and is one I've been really wanting to hear more about as I come from a Marine Corps family. For our first segment of Fresh Faces this semester, we would like to introduce Mr. Sherwood. Mr. Sherwood served in the Marine Corps for 20 years and traveled worldwide during his time in the military. In the Marines, he flew helicopters like the UH-46s and B-22s. These are some of the proudest times in his Marine life. He taught at Eagle View Middle School for a year before accepting his current job at Air Academy. Mr. Sherwood was inspired by his past teachers like Mr. Desmond and Mrs. Nelson, which led him to love the subject of history. This love made teaching a perfect job for him. However, there are some slight differences between flying helicopters for the Marines and teaching history to high schoolers. This doesn't seem to bother Mr. Sherwood, though.
I just like teaching history, I like talking about history, I like studying history. I think it's interesting, and I think it helps us figure out how we can make the world better.
If you spend more than a few seconds in the hallways, you're sure to hear students and staff talking about this week's hot take. How long is the heightened security on post going to last? Is there any light at the end of the tunnel?
Absolutely. The gates are crazy in the mornings, and it's also causing issues for our extracurriculars like sports practices.
Reporter Matt Torres dug into the issue and has more for you in this week's Hot Take segment. Hi, Matt.
Thanks, Lena. Welcome to the Hot Take segment. Today we are talking about how the increased security is affecting sporting events, attendance at school, and delays in getting on class on time. Today we are going to be talking about the recent security changes on the Air Force Academy. This new protocol affects sporting events, school attendance, and start times. Students and teachers alike have been struggling to adapt to this change. Since January 4th, the Academy has been closed to the public. We don't know the exact reason, but the New Year's Eve attacks and national security threats might be a deciding factor. These lockdowns were put in place to ensure the safety of our military personnel and the various resources located on base, including our high school. This means that anyone who wants to get on base is required to have a student ID, military ID, or visitor's pass. Luckily, Principal Olson has some previous experiences with these scenarios.
Yeah, we've had quite a few since 9/11. In 2001, there were 4 times that this has happened. This is the 5th. So it's just part of life on base. We always say we love Air Academy, we love our location, but with it comes some challenges. But I think the challenges are certainly worth the benefits of coming to school here.
These new procedures have taken a heavy toll on our athletic program as well. Student athletes already have busy schedules, but the new safety protocols have made it harder for them to balance sports, academics, and social life. Xander Hames, a member of the hockey team, feels the changes have affected some students more than others.
So some of our team doesn't go to Air Academy, so they don't have a student ID to get onto base. And so when we did the base was really secured or whatnot, we lost a couple practices, and just the ice time that we did have, we couldn't practice because all of our team couldn't be there.
On top of all this, the recent security updates put more on the plate for law enforcement. Air Academy security officer Mr. Gillis has served at multiple D-20 schools and explained each one has different security focuses.
campus. Really, the only big difference is that this is on a secured base. So we have the support of all the security forces. So whenever we have a problem, medical, anything else, a lot of security forces will show up and assist us with anything. So
Principal Olson just met with the leaders of the Air Force Academy this week, and word is base will not be loosening up restrictions anytime soon. We will keep track of this story and bring you updates as we get them. Luke and Lena, back to you.
Now that we've discussed some of the issues with the gate, let's toss to our weather report to see if the weather might cause any more slowdowns. Our weatherman Carter Ben Dixon is here with more. What's up, Carter?
Thanks, Luke. We will be coming into a much warmer February, but there is some snow, and it's going to be a good break from all the chilly weather.
After some heated topics and chilly weather, I'm looking forward to a more positive segment. Our Club Spotlight is where we showcase clubs around Air Academy. This week's Club Spotlight is all about the Spanish Honor Society. These students dive deeper into the Spanish language and cultures. They get involved by going to Hispanic restaurants like Mi Mexico, helping young kids learn Spanish, and bridging the language gap for native Spanish speakers. The society meets every third Wednesday during lunch in the library. If you are a sophomore and up, in Spanish 3 or higher, or have a passion for learning about Spanish, this club might be a good fit for you. The club's activities teach valuable skills and provide opportunities for students to branch out into the world around them. For Jackie Rose, Spanish Honor Society is something she looks forward to every week.
I'd say my favorite part about Spanish Honor Society is being able to connect with people from the Spanish community and being able to support them and learn more about their lives and their experiences.
There's so many unique and interesting cultures to dig up here at Air Academy.
I totally agree with that. And it's a nice transition for Out and About, where we explore cadets out in the workplace.
This time, we're heading over to Heart of Jerusalem, a local restaurant serving up authentic Palestinian Middle Eastern cuisine.
This week for Out and About, we traveled to Heart of Jerusalem to learn more about Palestinian culture. Heart of Jerusalem has a welcoming and friendly environment that is inviting to people of all different backgrounds. The interior design within the restaurant highlights its Palestinian roots. It is also a family-owned restaurant, making the place feel even more like home. They serve popular dishes like baba ganoush and hummus, the ultimate sandwich, falafels, and more. Heart of Jerusalem is also home to Air Academy's very own Farah Dozier and Layla Nassif. Heart of Jerusalem is very accommodating to students' busy schedules, offering flexible work hours, and Heart of Jerusalem was also awarded 2 Best in the Spring Awards in 2022, and their dedication to the craft does not go unnoticed. It's safe to say that the Heart of Jerusalem is the place to be.
I get it a lot about like how people are like, oh, they're asking questions about everything, and every time I just go straight to Ferris, and I get to like learn things every single time, so it's fun to like get to learn from other people like asking me, and I'm like, I have no idea, and then I'll just go ask and I learn and have to relay it onto people, so that's nice.
I feel like working at Heart of Jerusalem has given me a good balance between work and life and school, because I'm kind of more flexible with my hours here, and I'm able, the shifts that start in the afternoon are after school, and then on the weekends they'll be early, so that I'll have the rest of my day to work with, so that's really helpful.
Thank you again for tuning in with us today. We hope you enjoyed.
Make sure you check out our live stream Game of the Week, which can be found on the KDET Sports TV YouTube page and the KRDO Plus network.
That's right, it is quite the production, and you will be hard-pressed to find a better run show anywhere in the Springs.
We'll be back in 2 weeks with an all-new episode, and don't forget to smash that subscribe button and drop a like.
And as always, Skodets!